So this should help. Okay, yep, we're back. Boom.
All right, that was a quick 30 seconds. That was like,
so 15, 20. I'm better than what I say sometimes.
As we were saying, and that's what happens a lot of times in these situationships. Everybody goes into it with misinformation, and I won't even say sometimes you're trying to deceive the other person. Sometimes I think you're just deceiving yourself because you don't know what you want. And like I said, I can use me and Roy as the greatest examples because we are clear on what it is we're looking for. Even though in totality we're looking for the same things, we got two different paths to get there.
Different paths to get it right.
I mean, I think Roy would be content.
Technically.
No, really. I just take the detours along the way. You don't want to take the detours.
Well, see, that's it. I don't want to take the detours.
I willingly take them because it's part of life.
And I didn't say I wouldn't take them.
No, but I'm just saying I willingly take them. So,
right.
And the thing is, I mean, to me, it's, and I can say this because we're in a place with a cross, and this is one of the things I've always been confused about. And this is the random thought switch up. How do you know somebody wasn't supposed to be in your life to teach you something? Which is why I'm not quick to brush people off unless they mud ducks, and I don't really care because there's nothing to be taught from a mud duck other than I don't want Aflac insurance.
Wow.
So sometimes, you just have to go with the flow, and even if it's just a dinner and you get some engaging conversation and you learn something, because there's, you can learn something from a fool. So we blow off stuff too many times because we think, oh, this ain't the right person for me. This ain't, and I'm telling you, didn't y'all watch that show, Married at First Sight? Did you ever get to see that?
I didn't watch the show because Daryl.
Right.
Yeah,
I saw him.
Yeah, and I didn't get to see the actual show.
The crazy thing is they had all these scientists and expert matching people based on a series of events.
Right.
They had one couple that was mismatched because the girl freely admitted that she was shallow. The guy they put her with was not attractive, but everything else that she wanted, he had. They ended up being one of the better couples.
That was the setup. Okay.
And she admitted that, hey, when she saw him, she broke out in tears, not of happiness. She didn't want to kiss him at the wedding. She didn't want nothing from him.
Was she really attractive?
She was. Okay. She was attractive. But
right.
She said over time, as she got to see that he was a good person, she fell in love with his personality, and that started to make him more attractive. And I can say I understand it because I've met women. I didn't think they were mud ducks. I just didn't think they were that cute. But over time, they developed an appeal that made them.
Well, no, it made you
not
said
as unattractive.
They were cute at first.
No.
What they did is that because you became.
No, they weren't mud ducks.
I was having this discussion. You said they weren't mud ducks.
Right. I ain't gonna say they were cute. They weren't mud ducks. That's all.
Well, okay. Well, see, this is why I was saying somebody was asking me. Actually, my girl Indy was asking me, what's the difference when a man says a woman's cute as opposed to her being attractive or beautiful or something? And I said, well, usually I said first for me. When you say somebody's cute, that means you think they're basically, like you said, they're not ugly. They're average. They may, because cute is a very simple thing. It's a nice little thing. But people have different vernaculars when they're talking about how they are attracted to people.
Right. And you have to learn the person's language.
Right.
Because I say cute is a personal thing. If a man tells you, learn how he talk. If a man says a woman is cute, it means it's for him. Because we can agree on a lot. We can agree, what's the crazy woman's name?
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
See?
Is there anybody who thinks that she's unattractive? Is there anybody who will not say that she's beautiful?
See, yes, because I would say she's not beautiful. I would say she's an attractive. She is a physically attractive person.
She's
facially
right, and
attractive.
that's how we talk about.
I don't think the rest of her is all that.
We talking about strictly looking at her. So,
right.
So to a lot of guys, she's not cute because she's not for them.
Right.
So a woman can be pretty or beautiful because that's just what she is, even though she may not be attracted to you. When I use the term cute, it's because something appeals to me personally. It may not appeal to you. It may not appeal to the next guy. But for me, she does something for me, and my terminology for that is cute. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Pastor, how you doing?
And that's why I don't agree with people say, oh, puppies are cute, babies are cute, whatever. Women who have a problem being cute, you missing the boat. Because you want somebody to talk like you, and the communication is what we're going for. And this is what I tell everybody: any girl I've ever dated, they learn something in the process. Don't ever talk like me. Talk like you talk. Let me learn your language. I will learn how to decipher it. But if you talk like me, I'm a pretty black and white kind of guy. This is what it is. as we say in the hood, is you is or is you ain't. That's pretty much how I look at things. But if you're an emotional creature, you don't talk like that. But if you try to talk like me, you only confuse me because you don't understand my terminology. I want you to talk like you talk and let me learn your language. So when you say certain things, I know if it's good or bad, and I know how to deal with it. So that's part of the process. But we don't want to do that. We want. Me and you don't speak the same language,
right.
But I understand when you say certain things now what you mean, and I know how to use my Star Trek Universal Translator so that what you say, I don't hear what you say, I hear what you mean.
Right.
And one of the things I had to learn in dealing with people was to stop listening to what they say, because my favorite phrase, I heard what you said. I can repeat what you said back to you, and I can tell you what it means in black and white. But you weren't speaking it. You were speaking to me in burgundy. And I had to learn how to listen to people to make that distinction. And a lot of times, that's what happens in communication. We use our situations to decipher and change what everybody's saying to mean this, when it doesn't.
Oh my God, I know some people that do that, and this, I had to, actually, my homegirl India, we we have the hardest time. It is really frustrating. I told her, I said, you know what, we better be glad we are not in a relationship, because I'd probably be saying some stuff to you that we really don't need to be saying to each other, because it's just not nice. If you, like, here's the thing, hey, the phone rings, I pick up the phone and answer the phone, and you're like, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Hey, are you busy? Can you talk? No, I'm not busy, just watching TV. Okay, you are busy. I'll call you back later. I just sat here and said, I am not busy. I'm just watching television. If I was busy, when you asked the question, I would have said, yes, I'm busy. Can I call you back? Stop telling, and we've said this about women, because I think it may just be a female thing a lot of times. Take his advice right now. Learn the language that the guys that you're seeing is speaking, because you guys have to stop filtering his mouth with your brain, and you haven't figured out what he's saying yet.
Or even better yet, stop using your ex's terminology for me.
Oh, that's ugly. I wasn't even gonna go there.
I mean, and that's what a lot of that is going on. Well, so and so said, that's part of the whole dating process, which is why we discussed this. Why I'm not a big fan of going to places that require a lot. If we want to date, I mean, I like going for walks in the park. I like doing simple things, because then there's no pressure. There's not a financial issue. Let's just talk and see how we talk and get along. So as we exchange information, because my thing is, when a woman tells me something, I want to repeat it back to her and ask her, this is what I heard. Tell me what you meant. Because I was an instructor for 20 years. And one of the first things they teach you in instructor school is make sure that the message that you send is the message received. And the only way you can do that is by asking people what you just said. What did they hear? Because you can say something and it can be so black and white, but their interpretation filtered it. So you have to check for communication issues. So when a woman says something, I mean, you hear women all the time, and women love to do this. They love to say, I love you. Some women say it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Does that mean that they love you? Once you know that that's just their general way of saying, hey, we cool, you understand it and you don't take it as little. But then some women never, ever are afraid. So when they say they love you, you know you finna go to jail. But you have to learn how they talk and what they say and what they mean. I mean, some people call everybody friend or buddy. It's not a word I use freely, because I don't want people to get confused.
Right.
You know, but that's a communication thing, and people have to learn to do the adjustment and make it personal and not generic. I mean, some things are generic. Hello means hello for most people. Sometimes hello means, can I get some? But you got to learn how to deal with that person. I mean, I'm just saying, people have done strange things. I mean, for instance, and I give you the greatest for instance, I smile at everybody, and you know me,
right?
And you know, anybody who doesn't know me, anybody who knows me can freely admit that whether I acknowledge it or not, I'm generally perceived as a flirt. Even though I just have I'm gonna use your phrase, I have a good spirit, because I don't talk to everybody. Sometimes I go in a room and I've been to some of your stuff and I only speak to a couple of people, because I'm not that great a guy. But the people who I do like to interact with, it probably comes off as more as flirty behavior, as opposed to me just wanting them to be comfortable. I accept that most people assume it's a flirty behavior, but what it's not is, I'm not trying to get in your pants, and most people, you know, I'm not gonna ask you your name or your phone number, because it's not that serious. Right. I'm just smiling. Don't take the smile to mean nothing more than what it already means. Hey, how you doing? Oh, there's a pretty smile. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What's her name? Anana. Ooh, look at her. Oh, y'all, man, it's a shame we on radio. She's got a TV face too. She's a cutie. Oh my goodness.
She's really nice too. She works for the Bozeman Davis law firm. Kicking it, good clients. You know, we get the clients a shout out when they do.
So you want to come say something about your? Hold on. Come on over here. Come to the host. Come to the host.
Hello, host. How are you?
Hold on. Did y'all hear how she said that? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Break out the PayPal account. What do you do?
I'm the Director of Operations and Community Affairs for the Davis Bozeman Law Firm and one of the conference organizers.
So what you gonna be doing at this conference? We was talking about it earlier. What you gonna be doing?
A number of things. One, making sure things are running. And then two, I'm also going to be conducting or co-facilitating the cultural activism plenary. That's right after lunch. So I also have an organization called Afri Salsa, and so we do a lot of cultural education. We're going to talk about what it means to be an activist and an artist, and how you use your artistry to really affect some type of social change.
I guess this is going to be tomorrow since you said lunch. What time is this going to be?
1:30, but the entire session begins at 9. We're going to have several workshops here at the conference, and then I'll also be a part of the Organizing 101 session, where we'll be talking about how to handle things when a crowd gathers, all the way to Organizing Principles 101.
That's what's up. Now, I'm going to tell y'all now, if y'all see this woman, don't look at her. She's got like the beautifulest sister eyes. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just, well, I'm saying, most people after 40 years, they start squinting. So
she working it out.
I'm just saying. Oh, if it was a son, we might have to get married. So go on, because I ain't ready to get married yet. So leave, go on. I can't. Okay, yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying. If you get a minute, come back and talk, because we talked about it earlier with Juan.
We'll talk to Juan.
Yeah,
Juan came on.
Yeah, but she only gave me 20 minutes and she quit me. So yeah, she quit. No, she quit me. I'm taking this personal. Yeah, she dumped me on air. Yeah, she dumped me on air because I said I used to be a cop, so I'm feeling some kind of way now. I was gonna stand in the corner and cry, but Roy told me no crying on the property. So, all right, so yeah, you can come on back, but come back with your eyes closed, because I ain't trying to get married. So don't be looking at me like that. I'm feeling some kind of way.
So,
all
right. So yeah, man, we I mean, communication is the key to everything, though. And,
you gotta have it,
and that's just the reality of how we deal with it. I'm going to give the number out again because I don't know if people got back on, so I wanted to wait a little bit. The number again is 678-383-7623. That number again is 678-383-7623. And you can get in with us and have a perspective on this here conversation.
And this is what I'm going to say about communication, because we talked about this earlier. Communication sucks. It's got to be honest communication, because and people learn to say things, and this is where I blame this is where I blame both sexes, but primarily the Roys and women who are like Roy. If you tell people too much up front about yourself, you tell them what they should say. And this is probably one of the few points where we disagree on. I say some things you shouldn't say. Let people show you who they are, then give up more information. And I ain't saying he do this at the beginning, because we've had this discussion over and over again. But, it's like women walk up and say, I want to be married. And that's fine. At the end go. But when you say that, if you tell me that early, you do kind of make me standoffish, because now I feel like you're talking to me. Why not say you want to meet good people and let it progress? I believe in the slow progression, which is one of the things that me and Roy, we look at differently.
Right.
But
slightly differently.
Because if you want honest communication, you can't tell me where you want to be.
No, yes I can.
No, anyway, especially if I'm thinking that that's what I want, but I want to take a slower path to it. Because you put it out there too early.
But you know what? Then that's what you say. That's all
I ain't
you
have to say. She put out there too early.
That's all people. That's all people have to say.
When she said it, it sounded like she wanted to get married in the next 35 minutes.
Dude,
I want to get married in the next 35 minutes.
Here's the thing. I'm telling anybody. I say my purpose when we talk about it, and this goes back to the point you just made earlier about the path that we're taking.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop right quick, because I got to give a birthday shout out.
Okay.
To Miss Sandra and my Alabama crew. She's one of my great people, and
we were almost in Alabama today to do the show.
Her daughter brought us some food at the time. The real pretty lady with the nice bouncy hair.
Oh, that was her. So it's her birthday?
It's her mother's birthday.
The person who bought us the food.
Right, the pretty one who didn't want to talk, but she ended up talking anyway. I don't know if I can call her name because I don't know if she's doing the secret.
So it's her birthday or her mother's birthday?
Her mother. Her mother's Miss Sandra.
Miss Sandra. Miss Sandra, you made a beautiful daughter that can cook. You was the bomb.
Oh, yeah, Miss Sandra.
Way to go.
She liked the fuss at me.
Is the bomb.
So Miss Sandra, here's a happy birthday. I ain't gonna tell you age. We're just gonna say that you're over 21 now. And I hope you're having a great day. Make sure your daughter gives you 2 hugs, and hug your granddaughter. So yeah, I just want to make sure I get that out. Now. So
my thing is when we were talking about it earlier about the willingness to go some places, because the issue is with me is I'm going to tell you up front what I'm looking for. I'm going to say yes. My purpose is to get married. I am dating with a purpose. Now, if you then come to me and they're like, well, Roy, you know what? I really think you're cool. I don't know that I'm there yet. I'm like, well, that's fine. I'm not expecting you to say, because here's the deal. I didn't say I want to marry you right now, because I don't know enough about you to want to marry you, first off.
Right.
But the thing is I'm not going to sit here and waste my time.
How is it wasting time?
No, hold on. Let me finish. Because I then have to figure out if she then comes back and says, okay, well, you know what? Let's get to know each other. Let's do that. Well, first thing I have to do then in my mind is I do have to change my mind. So I said, well, you know what? I need to see whether or not you even the cool enough to be the type of person I want to kick it with on a regular basis. I may not even want to just hang with you. But then I know that up front as well. So when we get there, that's why I said I don't mind. You talk about taking the long journey. I don't mind taking the longer journey. But in taking that longer journey, there's got to be some other stuff that's going to end up happening. And that's where we get into the stimulation, like you say, of the mind and all that other kind of stuff. Because if we can't hold a regular conversation for an hour or two about multiple things, because that's usually how conversations flow, then you know what? I already know that I don't want to get to just know you. So there's absolutely no point for us wasting our time in that process.
And that's why I say, my thing is, if we can't be together and do absolutely nothing, then we're not compatible. If we've always got to be doing something, then you're not the one. And doing absolutely nothing is a hard task for somebody who you're not comfortable with.
Yeah, it really is.
It's the worst thing going. Okay. So, but once again, it goes back to honest, effective communication, not just communication. Because I tell people we use the word too loosely, and because people talk all the time. Okay. But when they talk,
we're gonna have to get you in here too to talk at some point before we get out of here. So, because we're gonna probably get out about 6:30 just to give
that's fine. That's cool. So. Yeah, but when they talk, they say things most of the time that they think people want to hear versus what it is that they mean.
Well, see, you know what? Here's the thing.
It's like that dress the girl wears and she asks you what you think. And you wondering, is this a trick question or do you answer honestly?
No, and see, I don't.
To me, then, that's right. It's not a trick question.
Don't you ever in life ask me, do I like that dress, and not want to hear the truth. I might look at you and say, okay, it's all right. I don't like it. But and that's the thing. That's why we totally agree on the fact that the communication has to be honest communication.
Right.
That's what it needs to be.
And it can't. It has to have a. It has to be real. Because we're not always sure of what it is. People say things, and I've dated people who they ask you a question and you tell them, "Oh, it hurt my feelings." Well, what do you want me to do? You want me to lie to you or what? I mean, because if you know my filter shares honesty all the time, and I tell people, women, if you ask me a question, if I think you don't want to know the answer, I will change the subject 3 times. I'm not going to lie to you. I will change this. I'll change the subject twice. The 3rd time, you're on your own. Because I understand. But I'm saying, once I know your sensitivity level, I realize there's some things that you're probably asking that you don't want to know. You're just asking generically. So let me just change the subject. But now don't keep coming at me now, because once again, I'm not going to lie. Because I've heard, a woman told me, you should never say that to a woman. Well, a woman should never ask me that question. Right. Because she was like, are you dating anybody else? And I was like, yeah. Oh, that's wrong. You should never admit. Why?
Whatever.
You shouldn't. If you don't want to know, you shouldn't ask.
Honesty to me, honesty is the best policy. I will take
it's the only policy.
A hard lie over a soft truth any day. I do not want to be lied to in the least little bit for absolutely no reason. I have no time for it in my life.
The only time you should lie to your prospective mate, and I'll give you one great example.
Yeah, you need to
is when there's a surprise birthday party.
Okay.
They shouldn't tell you.
And that's not a lie, though.
It is, because they know. So an omission of
technically, yes.
Technically, an omission of fact is a lie. So if they, it's like, hey, what's going on with everybody? Oh, I don't know why. That lies. That's an acceptable lie. That's an acceptable. But don't get it twisted. It's still a lie. But it's acceptable. And I tell people, there are only two people that you lie to in life: people that you love, people that you fear. Because you lie to your kids about Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny because rabbits don't lay eggs. But that's a whole other issue. It's still a lie. But you lie to them because you want them to have the better things. When you get that crazy gift from your kids, yeah, it's funny, but you didn't really like it. In the bottom of your heart, it's cute, but you ain't really like it. So you lie about it. And of course, if a guy come up to you with a pistol and ask you who's the best looking man you ever seen, you're gonna say him. Because you lie to people who you love, you lie to people you're scared of. Other than that, you got no business lying trying to be in a real relationship. You doing yourself. So when you having these things and you ask questions and you don't want to know the answer, why are you asking the question? Or the question only comes with two acceptable answers. If you already got some answers that you want to hear, you probably don't need to ask the question. You just don't. Let it go. Let it go. Move on to something else. I know I met a girl, she was perfect except she couldn't cook. And she asked me, and if you know me, I already don't eat a lot. And she was like, why you don't ever want to eat when you're over here? And I was like, I didn't lie. I ate before I got here. She says, why do you always eat before you get here? I was like, because I don't want you to have to worry about cooking, which wasn't a lie. Wasn't even no mission of facts. But one day she just insisted on making me food again. Look, for real, you're pretty as you want to be, but you're cooking. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's like 12 below 0. Can we just not, unless you just want me to go away? No. Let's make some cereal. Make me a bologna sandwich. Do something simple. So, how you doing? And like I said, with all that being said, the thing is still, when we're doing the communication, let's be honest, let's be open. Don't have a predisposition for what you want to hear. Just accept it for what it is and go from there. And that's the easiest, simplest way to get to anything. Because even in the dating stage, the courting stage, everything ain't always going to be gravy, but most of it should be, because that's what you're doing. And that's part of the process that changes over time. Communication. We stop doing little things. I mean, if you know me, everybody knows I'm quick to send like little text messages because I'm not a big phone talker. But some women say, well, I don't want to be in a textationship. I want a guy to call me. I want this. Well, you got to consider what people do for a living sometimes. Sometimes they're not in a position where they can make calls all the time. They're in a position where they can text you. If I'm on a road with a client and we're in a car, I can text you anytime I feel like it. I don't talk to the client, so you might just get a text. Accept it for what it is and keep moving. But you still have to, is he going to come back in so you can talk to him? All right, but you still have to be willing to have that open, honest communication going. Because if you don't, you ruin it for both of y'all. Because nobody knows who's saying what or why once you start lying. If you want a situationship, at some point make that clear. If you want a real relationship, at some point make that clear. I'm gonna stick to what I say. It should be in the beginning in my estimation. Roy thinks differently. We agree to disagree. I'm not saying he's wrong. He's not saying I'm wrong. We're just saying we got two different, because there's always more than one way to do almost everything. Pick a way that works for you. See, don't pick my way and say, well, DVP said. DVP saying what worked for him. Don't pick Roy's way and say, Roy, I tried it your way and it didn't work for me. No, you still gotta figure out how to put a mixture together to do what works for you. You gotta figure that system out. But both of us do agree wholly on one something. Lying is never the right answer. It is never the right answer.
Quick way to get you dealt with, as I like to say. Done.
Right. Is you ain't leaving right now. Because once you tell a lie, we had a serious disconnect. We had a serious disconnect.
Well, we were gonna go ahead and shut it down in a few minutes. So,
All right. Well, we're gonna end the show early today because we have some bills to pay. So we're gonna get to that. But we'll be back next week. Don't ask me what next week is gonna be. Next week will be Friday. That's all I can tell you right now.
yep.
And I think it'll be November.
No, first isn't until that Saturday.
The day's the 24th. So is there 31 days in October?
Yeah.
Oh, see.
Yeah, it'll be Halloween next Friday.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh my gosh, Halloween on a Friday? Oh, that's just gonna be ugly.
So yeah, we might not do the show because I'm scared of plastic faces.
Yeah, that's gonna be ugly next week. It's gonna be we may need to be somewhere where we can just like be shut up in something.
Yeah, because I'm scared of
with all these crazy people.
I'm scared of plastic faces. But yeah, so we're gonna bring this one to a close so we can get ready for the Empowering Ourselves Now conference at the Interdenominational Theological Center at 700 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard on the Morris Brown campus. It will be going on today from 7 to 9, and tomorrow registration starts at 7 a.m. and all the special events start at 9 o'clock, and it will go to, I think they say 6:30 or 7 o'clock. And I encourage you guys to come out and listen to what they're saying, because they're saying, I'm not going to ever disagree and say that police violence or corruption is not a problem. It's just not a huge problem, but it is because that's the perception. But there are ways to combat it that don't resort to violence. And you gotta have a plan.
And that's exactly what I was saying. That's what I actually like about this, from what I heard about them talking about it. Because the biggest issue, we meet all day long. I mean, we've been meeting for 40, 50 years, but normally what comes out of those meetings is nothing. And it's like, if you're not going to put something in place for people to be able to use and move forward with in their communities, and then you actually have people who go back, utilize it, and move forward in their communities, we're going to continue to perpetuate the same issues and the same problems that we are constantly having in our systems. And it's like, it's the thing that just doesn't make any sense to me, that we keep having the same information and all that different kind of stuff.
And a lot of that is like I said, and understand now, I'm not on the panel, so these are my opinions. The Jesse Jackson stuff of the world that are financially motivated, because he doesn't care about any of y'all. Believe what you want to believe. And even I go back to the Million Man March, and I didn't participate in it because I thought it was bogus. Where are those million black people? Where are those guys? Even when they came back, all they brought back was T-shirts and buttons. I don't see them stepping out doing nothing. If they went there for this empowerment thing, which is what it was supposed to be about, and I have my own thoughts on Farrakhan, where are they? Because too many times when you see us trying to make us do something, the first thing they want to tell you is how much it costs and buy this and buy that, but they really not teaching you anything substantial because they don't have anything substantial to say. To me, it's a mental ploy. It's kind of like when people tell me I should shop at Greenbrier because it's a black mall. That's sheer stupidity. I should go to Greenbrier Mall and pay $25 for a bow tie that if I went the perimeter, it's only going to cost me $12. That's stupidity. Well, you black business, whatever. Money's money. It spends, so I can get 2 ties for the price of what you want and whatever. So I'm encouraging y'all to come check out the Empowering Ourselves Now. I mean, for what I heard so far, the literature I'm reading, go see it. You gonna see if you want to say something right quick?
Yeah, let me check. I'm not air the other thing. So,
and one of the town hall meeting gonna have tonight is from anguish to activism. The victims of police brutality speak. And as I was saying earlier with Juan, one of the biggest problems I have had as a cop is that when I try to tell people what they can do to end corruption, is they don't want to do it. I can only speak so much, but when Internal Affairs asks me what's my personal knowledge of it, I don't have any personal knowledge. All I can bring to them is people who tell me things. At the end of the day, they're going to want to talk to those people. I can't go to a court and say, well, somebody told me this, somebody who I can't name. The process doesn't change. We can help you if you want to help us help you. I can point you to all the right people to call. Understand, there is no code of silence with us. There is no code of silence. We're not trying to go to jail. Wrong is wrong, right is right. Now, the code of silence may exist for a lot of us in the sense that, that we don't speak out until we know all the facts, because most of us have had situations where lack of facts cause people to prejudge us. Doesn't mean we're trying to hide anything. Just let the facts come out. If it happens, it happens. Neil Street happened. You didn't hear a lot of us standing out against them because a lot of things they did were wrong. So it's 6:31. We're gonna let it do what it do. Random Thoughts with DVP is about to check out in about 30 seconds. So I hope you enjoyed the show. If not, well, you better have. We'll see you again in 6 days, 22 and a half hours, something like that.
Unless you want to go to Salon Envy next week on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll think about it. We may do a show on Wednesday, But anyway, I'm out of here. Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. Y'all have a great weekend. And Miss Sandra, happy birthday. Make them buy you something good. Tell them it's from me. All right? All right, have a good weekend. Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease.